Hello and welcome to a bonus edition of Ladies Who Question. I'm Lisa Dominique.
And I'm Holly Caulfield.
So we've got entertainment topics.
Awesome.
Lots has happened in just this week. Just this week. Okay, number one, Backlash for Taylor Swift. I think the girl finally made a little bit of a mistake. Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay, she's been
I'm out of it for
Really?
pop culture right now. So I'm dying. I'm on the edge of my seat.
How could that be? How could you
I
be?
usually keep up on it, but I've had a lot. Busy work days and stuff. So,
Wow.
So wait, tell me about Taylor Swift. I mean, my
Okay.
goodness.
I'm still reeling. This is a first for you. She released all these different versions of her most recent album, some of the songs, and apparently it sort of, I don't know, and interfered with other people dropping their albums. And I don't remember, because I just sort of skimmed it real fast, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like she sort of took the luster away from them. I think it was Billie Eilish. And the biggest problem with that is Billie Eilish had already kind of shaded her, apparently, possibly. It's not good how some people, and she didn't say Swift, this was a while back, drop all these different variants or variations of their albums and their songs, and other people are trying to put their albums out there too. Something like it doesn't support women or something like that. This is, I'm paraphrasing here and I'm trying to remember because I looked at it this morning at, 8:30 in the morning, and it's now evening. So it was something like that. So you hadn't heard a thing about that.
Okay, question. Do you think she did that all strategically?
That's what she is being accused of, because several different albums that were created by other female performers were noted. And then the timing of how she... And I'm thinking to myself, this is about the least Taylor thing.
I know. Or do you think her management company did it? Do you think... I mean, I know she knows a lot about what's going on within her company, her people, but...
How can she know every single thing?
Right. And she's in Europe and she's performing almost every night and she's traveling from country to country.
Yeah.
So I want to think that she didn't know.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, and that they just decided to release them, and they didn't say, double check. Maybe she's not aware that Billie Eilish was dropping another one, or maybe it was, who's that other girl, the one who does the, Drive. She did that really great song about driver's license, Wayfish. Tiny girl. No. I can't think of her name, but she had that really great song a couple of summers ago about, I got my driver's license and I drove by your house and you didn't even care. Anyway, it was her. I'm sorry, I can't remember every single new artist.
So there was like potentially 4 women artists that were dropping.
Yeah.
And then she obviously dropped, and then all the attention's on her songs.
Yeah. And so it cut into their revenue or the attention that they would have gotten. And honestly, I don't see that in her personal character.
I don't either.
She's so supportive of other women.
She's a team player. Okay.
Okay, that's number one.
That's a good one. Okay.
Second one, Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I mean, come on. Uber me.
What is happening?
And he was supposedly, quote, following his friends home because he had been out partying with them.
But wasn't it in the middle of the day? I heard it was like, was it night?
No, 11:15. I thought I saw for the timestamp.
Oh, okay.
He came out of the jail or whatever in the middle of the day.
Oh, because he did spend the night in jail.
Well, his license was suspended. That. Yeah, because he didn't take the breathalyzer. He refused,
right?
But he failed the. Well, you have the option, but if you don't, in some states like New York, your license is automatically suspended. And
in that state, or
just
suspended?
Every state has different regulations, but in New York, that was it. Yeah. And there was some other facet of whatever happened, but he didn't pass the field sobriety test either. So, I mean, you should have just had your friends give you a lift home, or call a stinking Uber.
Money, you could get a private driver.
Yeah.
I heard he went through a stop sign and was on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
In the Hamptons.
Yeah, Hamptons.
It was Hamptons, stop sign, wrong side of the road.
Oh.
And then it was like, woo.
Oh, boy.
And I have to give him points. Not that I'm not saying anything about drunk driving, but it sounded like he handled it like a gentleman. Like, okay, He's not like, remember when Reese Witherspoon got pulled over? Do you know who I am?
Oh, she said that?
And her and her husband, her second husband, in Atlanta, and they were both drunk. And she came out and she faced the music the next day, and she went on the talk show circuit and said, I screwed up. But he hasn't made any comments, not like, I'm going to sue you, or do you know who I am? And
It wouldn't behoove him to do that.
no, it wouldn't. So I think he's handling it, and he's going to address it and say, I screwed up.
Yeah, and he did, and thank God nobody was hurt.
Right, exactly.
Mistakes get made.
Right.
And I just...
I know.
So anyway,
right.
I
Okay, Justin.
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
A blue-eyed cicada, the rare blue-eyed cicada.
Whoa, did you see a picture of it?
I did.
Oh, good. We'll post it.
And it's really cool. A little boy
Oh.
named, I think, Fritz. Anyway, he found it right here. He found it in Lake Forest, open lands.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, that famous little cicada.
Well, it is now because now it's in the Field Museum at in Chicago.
What? Mm-hmm. Well, tell me the backstory.
Well, that's-
like,
there's-
did the kid know it was going to be one of a kinder?
Well, obviously, because when he saw it, I mean, I don't think he was like on the hunt, but he was there for a function, I think, with his family.
Okay.
And maybe just checking out cicadas. I mean, I don't know. We should have him on the
Wow.
show. Oh, we should have him on the show. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, that'd be
so Fritz, tell us, was it
yes.
your quest for the blue-eyed cicada?
That's his name. That is the cutest name in the
Yeah,
world.
and he was a cute little boy. Oh. So he got the cicada. The eyes are kind of
Popping out eyes.
yeah. I mean, you look at that and you say, yeah, that is not the big red eyes of the cicada. It's
Right.
definitely different. And so his family contacted somebody, and they put them in touch with somebody from the Field Museum, a guy who handles entomology, I guess, in the Field Museum. And they followed all the proper steps, and finally the cicada, he was on his way out anyway, right?
right.
And so bam, 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 when he passed, or as he was on his last legs, they brought him down to the Field Museum and did whatever they did. But
Preserve them somehow.
it's rare.
Is fascinating.
Yeah, right here in our own backyard.
Wow.
Okay. It's not a podcast in 2024 unless we talk about this.
Oh, absolutely. I know.
Sorry, folks, if you're really sick of hearing about it, but I'm a little taken with it. Okay, and well, this is also sort of cicada related, but
Okay.
there is a Lake County, Illinois brewery, Harbor Brewing Company in Lake Villa, Illinois.
Okay.
That
It's
has
probably on one of the lakes.
yeah, well, Lake Villa.
Chain of lakes. Yeah.
Chain of lakes.
Yeah.
They have it's called Brewed 13, BREWED. Get it? 13 is the name of the beer.
I don't get it.
Okay, like, because, the Broods are 13, Brew
Oh,
13.
the broods.
Yeah, but they're calling it, the name of the beer is Brewed, BREWED.
Okay.
Because brewed,
Right.
cicadas, BROOD. Oh. So they're doing a play on words there. So that's
Okay.
the name of the beer. And it's being served at, Independence Grove, that beautiful, that beautiful forest preserve in Libertyville.
correct.
They're serving it there.
Well, so
and
is
it doesn't
it
have
like-
cicadas in it.
Oh,
It's just
I
a
thought it-
brilliant red.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Oh, okay.
And it's got infusions of lemonade and hibiscus tea.
Oh, that sounds delish.
So see, this didn't gross you out. This is not like the Malort where we talked about the Malort, that liqueur where they baked them and then they mashed them and then they, whatever. And they put it in Malort, which is already nasty to begin with. Okay. So that's it.
I've got one.
Oh,
well,
heavens
kind of.
to Murgatroyd. I thought you were tapped out or
I'm pretty
checked out
tapped
on
but
entertainment.
Gerry Turdner, he's back on the scene. I saw an Instagram
Ew.
post where he says, quote, "Not ready for dating yet, but I've got many options!" Exclamation point. And he's just taking a dig at Teresa. That's all he's doing. Like, Teresa, I don't care about you anymore. I got women lining up at the door. And that's basically what he said if you read between the lines. And we're like, oh, burf.
Where was he when
I don't know.
he was just quoted
It
saying
was
that?
just, TMZ grabs everything. I'm like,
Oh, this is from TMZ.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was his quote. And we're like, oh, God.
He just continues to be more and more of a wiener.
Right.
He just does.
Well, I don't think he really knows how to do social media like the women do of the Golden Bachelor, because they're all good at it, and we're following up on their lives. And I hadn't seen him since they, quote, broke up or filed for an annulment. And then all of a sudden I saw that post and I'm like, oh, God.
Well, what a nauseating note for us to end on.
Yes, very nauseating.
Which is fine because now that I've seen this on your phone, the picture of him, which is already off-putting, and then hearing the story of his quote, I'm off to the vomitorium again.
I knew it. Okay.
All right. Thanks for listening to our bonus.
Okay. Have a good evening, day, morning, whatever.
Whatever. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.